YouTube. Hello YouTube. Nearly forgot my mic there. Right. I shall be talking to you about creation fallacies. As you may know by the title, which I haven't made up yet, but I will probably call it something along them lines. Maybe. Anyway, to start off, the infamous banana. Which is, as already pointed out, tamed by humans to be edible and the right shape to fit our hands and everything. Which brings me on to other creatures such as that, like corn, cows, chickens, to name a few, sheep. Yeah, all human-tamed creatures and plants. The vast majority of where we get our food is human-tamed, bred into the species through thousands of years, many generations, to get it so that we find it useful. Right, now on to my next part, abiogenesis, which is a fallacy of creationism because it's not evolution. It's a completely separate and rather young field of science which is actually making good progress. And there are many good videos out there which point out where abiogenesis is making very good progress towards finding out the conditions in which life existed, or in which life arose originally. So, abiogenesis, done. Not that I'm really sticking much information in this. Oh well. Fossil record, which will lead on to transitional forms. Right, the fossil record, which is in fact very rich, unlike what creationists tend to say. It's full of very many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions of fossils of various species, which leads me on to transitional forms, which brings me to my best point, probably the only decent point of this video, but hey, transitional forms. Right, the mistake that many people make, including atheists, is treating each creature in the fossil record, which was an ancestor to a creature today which is different, as a different species, different form, when in fact what would be more accurate is labelling them not as transitional forms as such, but the whole series is a transition. Every single creature in between is a transition from one to the other, like every species leading up to whales in whale evolution, just going off of one of my previous videos, is a transitional form. It's not just a single species on its own right, well it is, but each one is the transitional form towards another future one. Humans, the way we're going, are a dead end, really, for evolution. It really doesn't take part in our lives anymore, and a lot of that with many creatures today. Bacteria and other microbes are possibly the best chance of evolution continuing unabated. Oh, fish as well, and places where humans don't touch very much. That those are places where evolution is continuing unabated, where every creature there will, without human intervention, be a transitional form to another future species. And this also leads on to a question posted by a member of YouTube called CoffeeMate08, who created the first he seems to be replying to a lot of my posts on various videos of Dr. Obswolovich. Who created the first fallacy in this is who, the word who. The second is created, and the third fallacy in this phrase is first. Who created the first? Now, there is no who, unless you're talking about Craig Ventnor's team of scientists who may soon create the first man-made bacteria, man-made organism that will quite happily fit into this category, who created the first, but nothing else living does. Nothing else that's living created the first of anything. And created, it should be formed. Things were formed, things evolved, and there is no first, as I mentioned with my transitional forms. They're all a smooth or sawtooth transition from one to another. They either get there through smooth transitions, or they jump about and, slowly, like a sine wave. It's like a dampened sine wave. They move in on the single point, which is what the environment forces them towards at the time through evolution. Not much time. Let's get on to the new information. Lots of creationists about this, about new information not coming into the genome, gene duplication. One word. Well, two words, gene duplication. You don't need any others. Once gene duplication happens, mutations happen. We know that gene duplication happens. We know that mutations happen on gene duplications, which create many, many other things. I think I've mentioned this in one of my first videos, quite possibly. It was the one on an Annexin 5. If you just type in an Annexin 5 or an Annexin V, that will lead to that video where I talk a little bit about the gene duplications which occurred to create the whole superfamily of annexins. The maths. Mutations are random, natural selection isn't. Many people have said this, and leading back to abiogenesis, which only needs to occur once. But personally, I believe that it probably occurred many times, possibly thousands of times, but life in these situations died before it could continue, and it occurred many times before it actually survived long enough to gain a foothold on the world. And this is the end of my video, because I'm very rapidly running out of time. Bye.